Hey guys, welcome back to Yes Academy podcast. And then here with me again, Mr. Phang and Jonathan.
Hello. Hi. Good to see all of you again.
Oh, I guess that you guys have missed me last episode, but don't worry, I'm here. I'm back, surprise.
Nice to have you back, my brother.
Jonathan, last week we had an episode with Dr. Chan, and that was very enlightening.
Wow, she's an amazing woman.
Oh, yeah.
First of all.
Yeah.
And looking at the experiences that she's been through.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it's something that a lot of women would love to grab. The most important thing that I heard from her when having fun becomes your new job.
Definitely.
Because you tend to love what you do.
And one thing I learned also, and she didn't mention it, but this is something that I picked up, is basically she's leading her team to achieve the certain amount of target. And that is something that it's about her leadership.
That's leadership, right?
Yeah, that's
leadership, right?
Correct. And now she's opening her second clinic, and moving forward, she has a lot more in terms of her plans and all that. Well, that requires very strong leadership from her. And that is where our topic for today, it's about leadership and team culture development.
Wow. I like the word
Interesting
culture.
topic. Yeah. All right, Leo, let's start with you first. You lead a team of people,
Yeah.
right? And let's talk about the challenges you go through as a leader in your organization.
Okay. I think the inner organization is like a sandwich, like a burger, It requires different set of people, different set of skill set. It cannot be like everyone is a meat, everyone is a bun, or everyone is the sauce. It has to be wholesome. Because when it comes to an organization, we need people who leads, we need people who follows, we need people who complements each other. So over the time, I think one of the biggest challenge in the world from the beginning to the end is to setting up a culture, a system that people follow, a belief system. And at the end of the day, a culture is usually shaped by the visionary leader. People follow the leader. And sometimes I would say that to build a culture requires patience, a lot of effort, a lot of commitment, especially for the leader. And last but not least, also a lot of luck, because the people that you recruit into will really define you as well. I'll give you some examples and stories, I would say. I know that there are some companies right there, because I interviewed a lot of people. So there are some companies where the company is actually okay in terms of the benefits, the boss is actually okay, the pay, the benefits, everything is okay. But then again, because there are one or two bad apple in the company who constantly talk bad about all kinds of things. They constantly talk bad about the boss, whether or not it's true or not, it isn't important. But that has greatly made the company very, very, how do I put it this way, toxic, I would say. So in the end, some of them left, not because the company is bad, not because the management is not bad, but because of the toxic one or two person. So the organization become a failure. So over the years, I would say that the whole thing about setting up a company, a culture, and recruiting people really humbles me, because sometimes it's not just about you yourself. It's also about the kind of decision you make when you get people into your team. You may not know, because how do you know a person's personality when you meet them? They will tell you A in front of you, then back behind they say B, C, D, E, F, G. So these are things where unfortunately you have to learn through experiences.
Yeah, because this one, there's no textbook that says that but when this happens, you have to do this. When this happens, you have to do this.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it goes back to where you want to go. You have a strong belief, and then you keep solving the problems along the way. I mean, as long as it doesn't kill you, you make you stronger. Yeah.
Yeah, what about you, Jonathan? I believe that you have led quite a number of teams. And what are the leadership challenges that you are facing, or you have faced, or you are facing?
First of all, I'd like to say that we have leaders and we have those who lead. There are two kinds of people. Now, people who call themselves leaders are probably people who found themselves in a seat of authority. All right. But those who understand what true leadership is understand that leadership is all about servitude. It's all about
Servitude.
Yeah, it's all about servitude. Once you call yourself a leader, you should understand that you sit on the seat of service.
You serve.
You serve.
Yeah.
It is your responsibility, just as Leo mentioned, it is your responsibility to drive the entire team to work in a certain way, act in a certain way, speak in a certain way. It is your responsibility. So all the responsibility falls on you. And a lot of times we see people who sit in that seat and they become authoritative. They give directions instead of showing the way.
It's a bad thing. Authoritative.
Yes, it is bad.
It is because for me personally is that when someone has become too authoritative, then the down people will only be, okay, I will just wait for you to decide. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to talk about anything until you say something.
Yeah, exactly. So what I think about leadership, first of all, you're going to show the way. So you're going to lead in front of them.
Role model, right?
Role model.
Yeah.
You're going to show the way, lead in front of them. And then you show them how to do it by dragging them along. So this time you're not leading in front of them, you are dragging them to, and then you are going to elevate them. By elevating them, you're going to duplicate more leadership. So you've shown them the way, you've taught them the way, you've done that with them. So now you're going to elevate them by pushing them. So this is where you lead behind, by pushing them to also do, and this is where duplication sets in. Now, a true leader is not one who builds a lot of followers. A true leader is one who builds a lot of leaders.
Please explain.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm saying that a true leader is not one who builds
many followers
around. But you are clearly defined as a leader by the numbers of leaders you build within your organization.
Which means
that
you empower people to do it the way they can do it. And of course, at the end of the day, it's just the results that count.
Beautiful.
And if let's say those people, they have good ideas, they can execute it well, let them do it.
Let them do it. I mean, you have the structure in place. What you need to give them is some autonomy to do it their way.
Right.
Yeah. But you have the structure in place. You've shown the way. You've thought the way, and now you've asked them. So there is a principle that we use: discover, develop, deploy. That is a principle of a leader. Discovering, and just as Leo mentioned, one of the daunting task as a leader is to discover leaders.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy.
It's not easy at all. It's to discover leaders. But once you're able to discover, and you discover them raw, develop them. And once they are developed, you deploy them, because it's all about duplication. It's all about duplication.
Okay, very interesting points. I will call it the 3D: discover, develop, and also deploy. Right? We are going to for a short break, and then after that, when we come back, we are going to talk about how we can discover, how we can develop, and also how we can deploy them, and in terms of duplication. That's another D. Today we are going to be fed with a lot of Ds.
Oh, wow.
All right, so let's go for a short break, and then when we come back, we'll continue with the techniques in terms of how we can discover, develop, and also deploy.
Hey guys, welcome back again. So we were at the D's. Many D's.
Vitamin D's. Today we are served with vitamin D's.
So much sunlight.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about discover, develop, and also deploy. Right now, Jonathan, let's share how we can actually discover leaders, develop them, and deploy them.
That's a good one. I will say that inside everyone there's a spirit of leadership. Inside everyone there's a spirit of leadership. And so everyone can be a leader, but not everyone will be a leader. All right. So what does it take to get to those who would want to be a leader? Is their heart of willingness. all right, the heart of willingness, people with a growth mindset, people who would want to know more, to advance more. These are some of the qualities you see in selecting leaders or in discovering leaders. Because once you're able to discover someone who is passionate enough, someone who is willing enough, someone who is dedicated enough. But listen, I was listening to Warren Buffett, and it was like, I mean, if you want to choose a partner, because whoever you discover potentially becomes your partner. If you want to choose a partner, look for three things in that person.
Okay.
First is hardworking. Second, intelligence. And then third is integrity. But he said this, that if the person lacks the third one, consider the first two
useless. Yeah.
Because integrity is key. And therefore, if you want to discover leaders, some of the things that you have to look at in your follower is integrity. All right. And once you are able to discover them, you move them to the next phase of cultivation or development.
Yeah.
Yeah, the D, development. Yeah. And in development, we just talked about it. The first thing is to show them the way. Show them how to do things.
Yeah, be the role model.
Yeah, don't just ask them, go do this while you sit down. Be the role model. Show them how to do it. Once you show them how to do it, you move together with them and teach them the way.
Pass on the knowledge to them.
Pass on the knowledge to them, and give them the chance to be able to experiment it until they become. And then once they become, you deploy them.
Oh, that's very deep. Yeah, especially on the integrity part. That one I fully understand, because no matter how hardworking and how intelligent a person may be, but when it comes to anything, okay, once there's no integrity, there's no foundation. It's like, no matter what you build, but if the person decides to sell you off, whoever that you have built is just, it can be gone, right?
That's very true.
Yeah.
Which is very true, because when we talk about leadership now, especially integrity, why the anti-corruption agency is so active is simply because people is lacking, leaders are lacking in integrity. Yeah, and that is what I believe every country is facing.
But again, the main thing of leadership is to duplicate.
Correct.
The main thing of leadership is to duplicate. What it means is, Leo talks about culture. He talks about value. He wants duplicate what he knows in them, so that when he's not around, because your leadership is mostly tested outside your proximity or your influence. When you're not around, are they going to live in that culture? What is culture? Culture is a way a group of people live. They need to speak the same language. All right. So are you duplicating yourself in them enough?
Yes, especially that is the test of leadership, because when the boss is not around, what will be the employees doing?
I remember when I was working in the corporate sector, we're always happy when our boss is not around.
Yeah.
Because then we have the freedom to do our own things.
Right.
Play games.
Play games.
Yeah. Why? Because the leader himself has not been able to instill his values in us. Sits on the seat of authority, gives command. But if the leader is able to show the way, if the leader is able to show the big picture, if the leader is able to carry along the followers, even outside his jurisdiction, proximity, the followers will follow and they will lead. So it is very much important that you impact the lives of your followers with everything that you have learned, and that makes you a leader. I am not that religious, but I know in one of the good books, or the holy book, the master once asked that, who do you think a leader is? And the disciples, who are the followers, were like, a leader is one who, sits on the seat of authority and all those. No, let me show you who a true leader is. So he said, come, all of you, and I'm going to wash your feet. In the olden days, people think that washing feet is just by just pouring water, but understand that there was no automobile, there was no vehicle, so they walk on the deserts, they step on feces of donkeys and horses. So washing of feet is termed as a low class thing for people. But they said, listen, if you want to understand what true leadership is, I'm going to show you what true leadership is. You see me as your leader, but I tell you this, I am a servant because I want to see the best in you. So come and let me show you how things are done. Service is key. Why? Because when you're able to do that as a leader, you are able to raise trust in people. They feel so much confident when you are around. A lot of leaders, when they are a lot of followers, when their leader is around, they don't feel comfortable. They can't air their displeasures. They can't register their displeasures because the leader has set himself or herself in the seat of authority where people are afraid.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
But you need to be in the seats of your followers. And first of all, tell them that you have been like them, you were like them, but they can improve. And then put in the necessary skills as a leader, what it takes. First of all, showing them the way, secondly, teaching them how to do it, and third, pushing them to do it. And that is a quality of great leadership.
Yep, definitely. And I'm not sure whether you have read this book called The Monk Who Drives a Ferrari. It talks about leadership without a leader without a title. Right.
Yeah.
And in that book, it was mentioned that a leader doesn't need to have a title, right? But they can still lead very well.
Yeah, I think I read one book by Rob Sharma. Leader without a title.
Yeah, leader without a title. The same author also.
Okay.
So that is what he mentioned about that. So I guess that leaders don't need to have a title, but people will still follow them because of the integrity that they have. Yeah, and they actually show the way.
Exactly,
right.
They show the way.
Yeah, right. So we're going to go through a short break, and then after this, we are going to talk about how leadership will affect team culture. So be right back.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome to Yes Academy. So we were talking about the book.
The book, and also how leadership will lead you to develop positive team culture. Right? But of course, when we talk about team culture, they can be positive, it can be negative, like what Leo has said, right? Toxic people creates toxic team culture, negative team culture. So, but that's not the gist of our discussion today. Let's talk about how we can use leadership to develop positive team culture.
Yes.
Yeah. So, since you are running an organization, how do you develop positive team culture in your organization?
I think it comes back to the structure of the organization first, because at the end of the day, the fundamental of a business organization is to make money and then pay employees. Okay, it's kind of simple, and also to solve social problem. So the organization has to have very clear job scope, very clear role, like what is your job scope, what is your role, what you need to do, what is called a good KPI, and what if you achieve this, are you rewarded or being punished, I would say. So being the bosses, okay, usually we are responsible for setting up the rules, let's call this like a game. So you need to maintain everything like a system where if people come in, they know their role, and they play according to it. If they know they'll be rewarded, they will consistently do things that reward themselves. So once we have this system and structure, it becomes easier for the bosses or the organization owner to know how to maintain and manage it.
Right.
But that also needs to be some access control. Even though if you are the boss, just like I said, it doesn't mean that you can boss them around, which using the authority, it doesn't work, especially people right now, there's no, let's just say, not poverty, but there's no hunger now, there's no hunger problem right now. So people will not bend their will for you just because of any reason, because they say that, okay, if I don't like you, bye. Because 50 years ago, they will keep this job even though they hate you, But today, people, why do they take leave or don't want to come to work? Because they don't like the boss. That's it. They don't give it.
Yeah. That is very true.
Yeah. So it becomes very important for the organization leader to actually really leads, and like what you say, not just lead, but to empower them to lead themselves and the others.
Yeah. Jonathan, you are leading a team of entrepreneurs, right? Entrepreneurs. How would you lead them? Because the way to lead employees and the way to lead a group of entrepreneurs will be very, very different.
So I like to put it this way, that culture is not what you say, but how you make people feel. All right? Culture is how people feel, and not what you say. All right. So as a leader, you have to be able to make them feel good, feel belonging to an organization, where they can express themselves better. All right. So some of the attributes or some of the things we do is to recognize performing leaders. All right. Create a culture where you are able to recognize leaders, create a culture where you don't bring shame to leaders, but you bring encouragement, empowerment. Create a culture where you enforce collaborativeness, not competitiveness.
Correct.
All right. These are kind of attributes that a good leader does, because once people feel good, they feel okay to relate with you. They build that trust, and they're going to stay with you for a long period of time. And because you're creating an environment, a good environment for them to be expressing themselves, to be growing, because the primal purpose of life is the continuous advancement of humanity in a fulfilling way. Therefore, if they are in a certain environment where they will feel appreciated, where they will feel recognized, where the little efforts they put in will be recognized, where you don't have a boss who is always looking down on them, who is always criticizing them, who is always condemning them, but you have a boss who gives them that encouragement. Oh, you can do better. Oh, there is more room for improvement. Oh, and you don't state that kind of competitive mindset. Look at this guy. He's doing far better than you. Oh, look at that person. He got A, you got Z. I mean, if you are able to create that environment where you are able to build a culture where people, because just like Leo mentioned, we have different shades of character.
Yeah, definitely.
People learn differently. Some are slow, some are fast.
Yep.
Life is full of balance. You have to inhale to be able to exhale. All right. So life is full of balance, but a good leader is one who is able to identify, and creates that environment and culture where everyone will feel encouraged, regardless of the position you find in. That is what is going to bring out the best in people. That is what is going to create a good culture. So what are some of the good cultures? That's what I mentioned about recognition,
appreciation
over shame or reproach,
motivating people,
building an environment where people collaborate more, compete.
Yes.
I mean, competition is good in a way, but competition can be collaborative as well.
There's a word for that, it's called co-opetition.
Co-opetition.
Yes. Cooperation plus competition.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Competition.
That's beautiful. So creating that environment, they will start speaking in the same language. They will start acting in the same way. And last but not the least, your shared values.
Yes. Very crucial. Very important.
And yes, Global, our shared value is known as LLC, not the LLC, not the limited liability company.
What is LLC?
LLC is love, loyalty, and commitment.
Nice.
So our love for people come first before profits. Okay, loyalty, loyalty to the vision of the company, loyalty to the system that the company put in place, and then commitment that regardless of the challenges you face, you will still keep on doing what you're doing, and this becomes our shared value.
Definitely, definitely.
And once we are able to instill it inside our culture, everything works.
Well, I believe that with that shared culture, because there's something that everybody else can share together. So when everybody can share together, they have a common vision, right? With the shared value, and they are moving towards the same direction.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, and everybody achieves the goal at the end of the day. Well, wonderful discussion from all of us here today.
Yeah.
Well, with that, I would like to say thank you. And if you have any comments, any feedback, please feel free to put it down in the comment section. Remember to like our video, and we shall see you in the next episode.
See you.